to face Billy Avery and Jeff Cannibal. So that's kind of the thing to look out for there is when Team Trump walks out, it's Sly and Bobby and a mystery man who will be facing. So yeah, that'll be kind of the interesting part of it.
Yeah, I'm kind of wanting to see who's gonna be on Team Trump. I have to admit, I wonder who's gonna admit to that. To be honest with you, so that's gonna be interesting. But and what I love is there's this co-main event. It's double main event, and they're both, I mean, pretty amazing. So Chris Hero, I think we all know the awesomeness of Chris Hero.
Everyone should know who Chris Hero is. If they don't know, then they should probably they got to research him. He's one of the best in the world.
Absolutely, and now he's taking on a gentleman who I don't know too much about in Jake Something.
Okay, so Jake Something is a wrestler that I trained with. I started going to the Ring of Honor Wrestling Academy in 2008. So he was in my class, my training class, and we were both trained under Delirious. And he was the guy that I thought had the most potential, I would say, in that class. And what he did, he trained with us for 6 months, and then he had to go back home because he's from Detroit.
Okay.
So he goes back home. He was pretty young. He was probably 19 years old at the time. He's now 26. Okay. And basically, I've been following him. The reason why people don't know who he is because he's a Midwest guy. He hasn't traveled out here to the East Coast to actually work shows.
Oh, okay.
But he's been in the ring with his main areas are Detroit, Toronto, and Chicago. So he works those towns. And Jake Something has made a name for himself in the Midwest. He's been champion in a lot of different promotions. He works for a promotion called XICW, which like Truth Martini has been involved with. Jimmy Jacobs has been involved with. It's one of the bigger promotions in Detroit. So basically, I've been keeping up with Jake since he left Ring of Honor. And he's just been working in the ring with Silas Young. He's been in the ring with Cole Cabana. He's basically done all he can do in the Midwest. And he's in great shape. He's young, he's hungry, and he kind of expressed to me that he wants to try to prove himself on the bigger, not that PWE would be any bigger of a stage. He's doing shows over there in front of 500 people, 1,000 people sometimes. So he's not coming here for a bigger stage. He's coming here to be seen. He's to be seen by the East Coast people, East Coast management, and to just have a match with one of the best wrestlers in the world, and Chris Hero. I felt like if I was thinking of who I should put him with, and I was thinking, you know what, the best person to put Chris Hero with is a young, up-and-coming, hungry wrestler. Because I didn't want him to go up against somebody that's already established and already has a big name. That just doesn't seem to get anyone anywhere, I guess, because Chris Hero is already in the independent wrestling. He's right at the top. So I can only see fit that a young and hungry up-and-comer should go against him. So basically, Jake Something in the Midwest is people know who he is. He gets great pops, great crowd reaction. People know who he is. He's a champion, but he's ready to come out here to New Jersey and face one of the best wrestlers in the world for an East Coast fan base. So that's he's excited about it.
So it'll be interesting to see if he can how he holds up against someone who's faced almost everybody. Anyone who's, big names and who's had these big matches, who's really someone who has cemented his legacy in wrestling, in Chris Hero.
Exactly.
And in the other main event, I just love this so much. It's going to be Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. He'll be back. And he's going to be taking on Delirious.
Oh, yeah.
Who I just absolutely love Delirious. But
love it. Yeah.
I'm like...
Well, think about it.
It's
awesome. It's awesome because it has two. When we were talking about a clash, it has both clashes. It has the clash of style, and it has the clash of character. Right?
Oh gosh, yeah.
So the reason how we're clashing on styles is we have a mat technician, a submission artist in Hot Sauce Tracy Williams, who's proven to me against Sanjay that he deserves to be in a top spot. Tracy Williams is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And you're going to put him with kind of your Delirious character. His in-ring style is very, what would you say, unorthodox? I mean, he's in your face, he's growling at you, he's jumping and running everywhere. He likes to do a lot of top rope stuff. So it's going to be different for Tracy Williams to kind of handle, Delirious's style, I guess, his wrestling style. And then you look at the characters, and you have Tracy, who's a very serious, kind of straightforward character. But then you look at Delirious, and he's crazy. He's a crazy character. He yells at you, and he, like I was saying, he barks at you, and he's running around the ring and eating. He eats paper. Yeah. he'll grab paper out of people's hands, and he'll eat it. I mean, so you have a clash of style, and you have a clash of character, which I think is amazing.
This is very true. It's incoherence versus this sort of shoot submission type style. It's very focused and intense, and Delirious is incoherence, and there you go. That's really the way I describe Delirious is incoherence.
I don't believe they've wrestled each other. I believe this is the first time. So that's even better. I mean, now we're looking at Chris Hero's never faced Jake something. Delirious has never faced Tracy Williams. Rhett Titus never with Juan de Coronado. When you go up and down the card, even the CPA and Cheeseburger, these are all matches that are brand new, and that's what I was looking for, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be it's a great card. So it's going to be happening Friday, September 9th at 7 p.m.
Yep, you got it. Friday night. It's going to be, the debut show. We did an afternoon show, but me and some of the people that I work with believe that maybe it would do a little bit better if we just kind of had it at night, where people got off work at 5 and were able to come out and just relax. And so this one is a 7 o'clock show. Okay. And it's going to be, if you're 21 and over, there's a bar downstairs. They're allowing you to bring drinks upstairs if you want. Food, they'll be serving hot food in the kitchen as well. So food will be served, and it's still $15 admission. But yeah, this will be a little different show. It'll be Friday night, September the 9th, in Dunellen, New Jersey, which is at 47 Grove Street. So Dunellen, and for people who don't know, the Knights of Columbus, and for people who don't know, Dunellen is this small little kind of borough neighborhood town that's near Edison, New Jersey. So just think, for anybody that hears this, think the Edison, New Jersey area when you think of where Dunellen is. So
yeah, that's a great way to describe it. And so if people want more information, and they want to check it out, and maybe if they want to see the debut, is the debut available through any distributor, or?
Well, it's going to be, we're still working on the distribution, but it's going to be available at the show for sure. Oh, okay. So we'll have DVDs at the show. Cool. And I'm still working with getting it distributed online. Okay. Great. It depends on a few different factors, but yes, we'll have the show there, and we're moving on to September 9th. That's the big day for PWE.
Excellent. So if people want more information about Pro Wrestling Explosion, I know you're on social media, so you are on Facebook at Pro Wrestling Explosion, Twitter PWE Shows, Instagram also at Pro Wrestling Explosion, and you're also on YouTube at Pro Wrestling Explosion as well.
You got it. You hit all those perfectly, and the YouTube one, we're going to be uploading. See, we have about two more weeks until the show. Yeah. We're going to be uploading more and more footage that we've taken from the previous show. So you'll see promos and you'll see footage all the way through on that YouTube channel.
Excellent. So people should definitely check that out and get to see some of what happened at the debut, which was absolutely amazing. And I think people should definitely check out round 2. It doesn't. Looking at the card and talking about it, it's definitely going to be just as amazing. It's not going to disappoint at all. I'm excited about it. And could I ask you when your next show is? Or I think you're working with Excellence Pro Wrestling? Yeah, our next show is actually going to be in September. It's actually going to be the next day. It's going to be Saturday, September 10th.
Awesome. So, okay, well then I'm going to be in town for that. So where is that?
Cool. It's going to be in Sellersville, Pennsylvania. We are at the BFW Lodge on Old Bethlehem Pike. And doors open at 6:30 and the show starts at 7. So people can start their weekend at Pro Wrestling Explosion and then, on Friday and then, continue the night of, the weekend of wrestling and join us at Excellence.
And what time is that show? Is it a 7 o'clock show?
It's a 7 o'clock start, and the doors will open at 6:30.
I'm going to try to make my way, if I'm not working that day, I'm going to try to make my way over there to that.
Absolutely.
And I was hoping, because that's a lot of wrestling fans want to see CM Punk. I know he's wrestling in UFC that night, but they can get to Excellence Pro Wrestling, and then I believe they're not going to miss CM Punk, right? Because he's probably going to fight right around maybe 10 o'clock or so.
No, and I think if I'm right with UFC, it's usually on pretty late because it's from Las Vegas. Or it's okay. So it's on way late, so no one will miss CM Punk. Or any kind of UFC action. I know a lot of people who will go after the show and they'll go watch it and stuff, but yeah. So you can come to Excellence and definitely check out CM Punk and UFC afterwards. So there's definitely that time. So I'm hoping you come though. That'll be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely talk to my work because I think I can work I can figure out a way to work in the afternoon. And then cool. I want to make it out because that's actually really cool. I didn't know that you were doing that until maybe about a month ago or so. So that's so you know how it is. Yeah. How stressful it can be, right?
Yeah, I do know. I do know how it is for sure.
It's stressful. This is not a. I mean, when you hear stories about Paul Heyman and how stressed out he was, I'm not even to that point, and I'm already stressed out. So
thankfully I help out. So I help out the boss. So thankfully I don't get all the stress, but I do know it can be. So but it's fun too, and it's definitely worth it. All that stress and all that sacrifice, it's totally worth it when the show is done and you're cleaning up, or when you're driving home, because it's about an hour and a half from me, so it's a drive for me. So when I'm on the way home, kind of like, oh wow, what a great night that was, and just taking it all in with the fans and just being a part of helping with that, it's always amazing.
Yeah, I always love the after a show, you just the drive home and just talking about the show and talking about different ideas for the next one. That's kind of the best part, really, is just kind of talking about changes you can make and things that worked and things didn't. I love that stuff.
Absolutely, it's an awesome after a show. It's an awesome high and just an amazing sort of just feeling. So definitely, it's cool to look back and think about those things. So.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck then. That's awesome.
Thank you. You as well. And definitely let me know if you're going to be coming. Just let me know. We can talk a little bit about that. And thank you again, Erik, for being on the show and talking about Round 2 Pro Wrestling Explosion coming up on September 9th.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Anytime.
Awesome. And I will talk to you soon.
Alrighty.
All right. Have a good night. And that was Erik Viking of Pro Wrestling Explosion. Like we were talking about, their next show, Round 2, will be on Friday, September 9th at 7 p.m. at the Dunellen Knights of Columbus at 647 Grove Street in Dunellen, New Jersey. And definitely want to check that out. It's $15 general admission. Definitely check out Pro Wrestling Explosion. The first show was really amazing. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. They'll have copies at the next show, so I'm looking forward to picking up a copy. Again, the card is just simply amazing. So definitely check out Pro Wrestling Explosion on their social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. So you can look up Pro Wrestling Explosion on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. But on Twitter, it's PWE shows. So definitely check it out. It's going to be some awesome wrestling. And just looking at the card, it's just amazing. I was staring at it going, wow, so much interesting stuff. So many really Erik really does put a lot of thought. He's I was really impressed with his booking. Very well, thought together matches that just seemed to, fit and click. Like I said, to the point where there were a few of them where like, God, I could have watched that for another, 10 or 15, 20 minutes. These guys were really great together. Really talented guy, and just such an awesome promotion that he started, and I'm really wishing him the best, and I really think people should definitely check out Pro Wrestling Explosion. So we will be back next week, the Funkenstein Wrestling Roundup. Again, we will be back with news and interviews. We ran a little late, but I do enjoy talking to Erik, and once I get started talking, forget it, we're in trouble. So, again, I want to thank Damage 365 Radio Network for allowing us to be here, Kevin Nasta, and all the team